These are the 10 best everyday sneakers of 2024 that you can grab right now. The reason I created this list is to help you find the best sneaker for everyday wear that's not only comfortable and looks good, but you can walk into your local sneaker store and find on the shelf right now. Not only that, I've made sure to leave links to all of the shoes that I mentioned in today's video on your screen through the YouTube shopping tab. And really, no matter what kind of sneaker that you're looking for, whether it's a basketball shoe that you can wear off the court or a running sneaker that you can wear casually, this list has you covered. But of course, this list is completely and entirely subjective. Even the order of the list doesn't really matter. If you like a pair of shoes and it isn't on the list, doesn't mean it's a bad pair of sneakers, I just didn't include it on the list. But first, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Whatnot. And this Thursday on Whatnot, a lot is going down. First of all, I'm giving away a pair of the Powerpuff Nike SB Dunk Lows on my live stream. And not only that, Whatnot is also selling some of the craziest grail sneakers out there for just $20.24. It's part of their resolutions or resolutions campaign. It's kind of cool. $20.24, 2024, all makes sense. Some of the sneakers that they're dropping during their live stream for $20.24 are the Jordan 4 SB Pine Greens, the Nike SB Jarritos, the Kobe 6 Reverse Grinches, the Jordan 1 Trophy Room, and of course the grail of grails, the Nike Air Yeezy 2 Pure Platinum. So if you want a chance at grabbing any of those crazy grails for just $20.24, make sure to stay tuned after my live stream, which takes place on Thursday the 18th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where again I'm giving away a pair of Powerpuff Nike SB Dunk Lows. And for those of you that have never heard of Whatnot, Whatnot is a live auction shopping platform with sneaker auctions 24 hours a day, some starting at just $1. In fact, all the auctions on my live stream are going to be starting at just $1, so you gotta check it out. Again, click the link in the top of the description below. And of course, Whatnot is not just a great place to buy and sell sneakers, it's also a great place to buy and sell sports cards, Pokemon cards, Legos, retro video games, really anything that you're looking for, you can find it on Whatnot. So make sure to check out Whatnot for yourself by clicking the link in the top of the description below, and if you sign up for Whatnot using that link, you get $10 towards your first purchase. And of course, don't forget to check out my live stream, which is happening at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time this Thursday, where you can win a crazy pair of sneakers for free, grab some sneakers from my own personal collection, or just come and hang out. And of course, huge thank you to Whatnot for being a longtime supporter of the channel. Number 10, the Hoka Bondi 8. This $165 recovery running sneaker is one of the best recovery running sneakers / lifestyle running sneakers out there. Over the last few years, Hoka has exploded in popularity, both for runners, but also people who just want great everyday wears. I think one of the things that really draws people to Hokas is their very simple and minimalistic design language. While the shoe does have some nice ripples in the midsole, it's a pretty clean looking sneaker that you can wear with pretty much anything. But the reason the Bondi 8 in particular is considered one of the best Hoka sneakers out there is not just because it looks good, but also because it's incredibly soft and comfortable underfoot. The foam that they use in this thick midsole is crazy comfortable underfoot. It's super soft, it's super responsive, it's super bouncy, I love it. Plus the engineered mesh that's used on the upper of the shoe makes the upper very soft, very breathable. It's not the lightest shoe in the world, but it's incredibly comfortable after a long day's wear. And even though the Bondi 8 was specifically designed to be a recovery running sneaker, it's just a great sneaker to wear all day, every day, because you get that crazy soft comfort underfoot, if that's what you're looking for. Some people love shoes with like no cushioning, and I totally get that, but if you're looking for like max cushioning, this is a great way to go. I mean, shoot, look how thick that midsole is. It's almost ridiculous, but it's crazy comfy. Plus, because the shoe is specifically designed to be a running sneaker, it's the kind of shoe that you can wear on a run in the morning and then wear with you to the office. Overall, the Hoka Bondi 8 is very versatile, super comfortable underfoot, and not too bad looking. And again, if you want to grab a pair of these or any of the other shoes that we talk about in today's video, make sure to click the link on your screen. Number 9, the Adidas Campus DZeros. In 2023 and now moving into 2024, chunky skateboarding-inspired sneakers are back in force, and the Adidas Campus DZeros are a perfect example of that. Not only are the Campus DZeros a great looking puffy skateboarding inspired sneaker, they're also one of the most popular sneakers in this style available. In fact, even filming for this video, I was having trouble finding pairs of these in my size in stores. I know I said every shoe in this video is available in stores, and I did eventually find it, but it was sold out at the Adidas store, which is crazy. You'd think Adidas would have like tons of pairs of these, but I found it at Foot Locker. And I mean, even just walking around the mall when I was trying to buy these, I saw like 4 different people rocking this sneaker. It's a super popular shoe, and I totally understand why. The Campus DZeros are sort of a puffy version of the original Adidas Campus, one of my favorite Adidas models of all time, and it's super comfortable on foot because of the crazy pillowy nature of the upper. But the one thing that really stands out to me about this shoe is the price point. This shoe is only priced at $110, and for that price, you get a great looking sneaker with surprisingly premium feeling materials. In this black colorway, the entire upper of the shoe comes in suede with white leather Adidas 3 stripes and these super thick laces. If you guys watch my channel, you know I have hundreds of pairs of sneakers and I don't need any more, and some of the shoes I just buy for a video and then return them or something like that after the video, but in this case, I might have to keep this shoe because I really like it that much. I know it's not hyped up or anything, but this shoe is fire, man. I really, really love this shoe. And if this black and white color blocking isn't working for you, there's tons of different colors available online. Maybe not all in store, but you can find pretty much any color that you're looking for. This shoe is super wearable, really good looking in my opinion, and pretty comfortable on foot. I mean, obviously not as comfortable as like the Bondi 8s, which have a ridiculous amount of foam underfoot. This is just a rubber cup sole, but the upper of the shoe really makes you feel like you're surrounded by a pillow. Number 8, the Nike Invincible 3. Originally called the Nike ZoomX Invincible Flyknit 3, I wonder why they changed the name. This shoe comes in at a pretty high retail price of $180. But for that price, you're getting, in my opinion, the most comfortable shoe ever made. And yes, I'm purely basing that off of plush underfoot comfort. So if that's not really your vibe, then maybe this isn't the shoe for you. But seriously, when you step in this shoe, it feels crazy underfoot, like the softest thing I've ever felt. And not only that, it's also pretty bouncy underfoot too. So you're getting sprung to the next step, but also it feels like you're standing in like this cloud. It's a whole wild experience and you have to try it. Like the Hoka Bondi 8 that we talked about at the beginning of the video, the Nike Invincible 3 is a recovery running sneaker, and it's one of those shoes that you can run in the morning, wear to the gym in the afternoon, and then wear to the office whenever you're not running or at the gym. But the reason I put this shoe higher on the list than the Hoka Bondi 8 is because I feel like it's just a better looking sneaker overall. Yes, comfort wise, I do think the shoe does have the edge over the Bondi 8, but it's not incredibly noticeable the difference, so you can really be fine with either one. But in my opinion, if you're looking for purely that soft, pillowy underfoot comfort, this is the way to go. When you pair it with the Flyknit upper, it's also very breathable and very soft on the top of your foot. So really just a great all-around shoe. It's decent looking and it's the kind of shoe that you can rock all day and still feel good at the end of the day, not like you walked around for 9 hours. The one thing I will say about this shoe though, and it's not really that big of a deal and some people might not even care about this, but because the foam used in the midsole is so soft, it creases very, very quickly and makes the shoe look older almost immediately. Again, doesn't really matter that much, but if you don't like creasing in your midsoles, this is probably not the shoe to go with. Number 7, the New Balance 9060. According to New Balance, the 9060s are sort of a modern twist on the 990 line, but also adding in a little bit of 2000s running sneaker in there. Because right now, that 2000s running sneaker aesthetic is all that anybody wants. And I really think New Balance did a great job of incorporating that retro style with this newer modern take on footwear, and it makes the shoe super unique looking. Now, the 9060 was specifically designed as a lifestyle sneaker. You can run in it if you want, but there are better running sneaker options out there, even from New Balance. So if you're looking for a running shoe, maybe this isn't for you, but if you're looking for an everyday lifestyle sneaker, pretty comfortable on foot. In my opinion though, the main reason that you would buy this $150 sneaker is for the aesthetic. This shoe is wild looking and a lot of people really like that about it. Plus, if you're a sneakerhead who loves collaborations, this shoe comes in a bunch of different collaborations like the Joe Freshgoods collaboration that I'm showing on screen. It's a very cool looking sneaker, especially when it comes in collab colorways. Like I mentioned, the shoe is pretty comfortable underfoot because of the absorbed midsole cushioning, and of course they use very high quality materials in the upper of the shoe. New Balance in general, in my opinion, is one of the best when it comes to using nicer materials on their shoes, especially when compared to Nike. Nike uses like these sort of new age materials. Not only that, when they use leather and suede, it's not the best, but New Balance is usually on point with their materials. Even when they're using not the nicest suede in the world, it tends to be nicer than most of the suede used on every other sneaker brand. The 9060s might not be the cheapest shoe on the list, but they're definitely one of the most unique. So if that's what you're looking for, this is a great shoe to go with. Number 6, the Nike Dunk Low. This is probably one of the most, if not the most popular sneaker on the list. While it's not at the top of the list, if you walk outside, you'll probably spot 5 different people right in front of you just rocking pairs of Nike Dunk Lows. And there's a lot of good reasons for that. First of all, they're priced pretty well at $115. Unfortunately, that price was bumped up from just $100 just like 6 months ago. The second reason is this shoe is super clean, super wearable, and it comes in pretty much every color under the sun. And right now you can actually design your own pair of Nike Dunk Lows on Nike's website. But the third and final reason, and probably the main reason why most people are rocking these shoes, is because up until like last year, the Nike Dunk Lows were probably the most hyped up shoe on this list. In fact, it was almost impossible to find pairs in store until like 6 months ago. And that's not because the shoe just came out. In fact, this shoe released alongside the Air Jordan 1 back in 1985. It's just that the Nike Dunk Lows, just like Air Jordan sneakers, kind of go in waves of being super hyped up and then super available and then super hyped up again. And we just came off a wave of being impossible to find pairs of these in store and everybody wanting pairs. Essentially what happens is Nike releases like some crazy collaborations on this shoe, make them incredibly difficult to get, and then they flood the market with pairs. So when the shoes are really hard to get, everyone wants them, and then when there's millions of pairs on the market, it's super easy to find them and no one really cares anymore. And that's sort of where we're at. That being said, it doesn't mean that this is a bad sneaker. I think the Nike Dunk Low is one of the most versatile versatile and best looking sneakers on today's list. It's just not as hyped up as it used to be. The good news for you though, if you're looking to grab a pair of these, is that there's tons of colors available in store right now of this classic 80s basketball sneaker. It feels very good on foot, and you can grab them for a really cheap price of 115 bucks. Plus, even if you're not a sneakerhead, you can look like one if you're rocking a pair of Nike Dunk Lows. Number 5, the New Balance 990 V6. Yes, this shoe is the most expensive sneaker on the list at $200, but honestly, I think every single one of those dollars is worth it for the silhouette. I may be a self-professed New Balance fanboy, but this shoe is genuinely awesome and is probably my most worn pair of sneakers for the year. Yes, I know the year just started, but genuinely, I wear this shoe every single day. The New Balance 990 V6 is the latest running sneaker from New Balance's historic and iconic 990 line. This shoe released at the end of 2022 into 2023, and in my opinion is one of the best, if not the best, all-around lifestyle running sneaker available. Not only does this shoe look great, it's very modern looking, but it still encapsulates some of that 2000s running sneaker vibe. It's also very comfortable underfoot. It's not as cushy as something like the Bondi 8 or the Invincible 3, but for most people, that's not exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for solid underfoot comfort, well not solid, soft underfoot comfort, but not too soft. And the 990 V6 provides that in spades. The shoe is very comfortable underfoot, but still very supportive. The upper of the shoe is also very well padded, but also pretty breathable. And of course, the materials used on the paneling of the upper are very high quality, which to be fair is something that you would expect from a $200 pair of sneakers, but all around, probably the most premium feeling shoe on the list. And while some runners out there might not think of the 990 V6s when they think of their favorite running sneaker, the 990 V6 is a great all-around choice. It's comfortable, it's supportive, it fits well in some cases it fits well. I think for me it fits true to size, but for other people they feel like it fits a little bit big, so maybe go down half a size. Regardless, it's just a great all-around sneaker that I definitely think you should try out if you haven't yet, and hopefully in the next couple months certain colorways will go on sale so you don't have to pay the full $200 retail price for this shoe. Not only is the 990 V6 a great all-around lifestyle and running sneaker, but it's also a little bit hyped up. In fact, you've had pretty crazy collaborations from people like Action Bronson who have created colorways of this shoe that have immediately sold out. So sure, even though the shoe looks like a dad shoe, it's kind of hyped up. Unfortunately, I missed out on all the Action Bronson pairs, so I don't have a pair to show you guys, but they are fire, and I am going to pay resale for one pair eventually. Actually, maybe I'll grab a pair through the YouTube shopping tab on my screen. Number 4, the Vans Old Skool. The Old Skool is one of the most classic sneakers on the list, and it's not just because it's called the Old Skool. This pair is one of Vans' most popular models of all time, and you've probably owned a couple pairs of these in your lifetime. The shoe comes with a primarily canvas upper accented by suede hits on the toe and on the heel, and of course you've got that leather side stripe that really adds that Vans touch to the sneaker. But of course, as we can see on shoes like the Aeras and the Authentics, you don't need that side stripe to make it look like a pair of Vans, but this is really the iconic pair of Vans in my opinion. Not only that, at just $70, the Vans Old Skool is also the most affordable pair of sneakers on this list. In fact, in some cases, you can grab 2 pairs of these for the same price as just 1 pair of the other shoes on the list. Now sure, there are some trade-offs when you buy a $70 pair of sneakers versus like a $200 pair of New Balance 990 V6s, and those of course are comfort and quality of materials, but I will say that this shoe is an iconic sneaker that looks good with pretty much everything, and it also feels pretty decent on foot. It's not the most comfortable shoe in the world, but it gets the job done. And in my opinion, this is just a great beater shoe. You can rock this all the time, not worry about it getting beat up because it's only 70 bucks. And as I'm sure you know, you can find a pair of Vans Old Skools in pretty much every color that's ever been made of anything. I mean, it's canvas and dyed suede. They can pretty much do that in any color. So in my opinion, not only is the Vans Old Skool just the best budget option on the list, it's also one of the best looking shoes on the list. Number 3, the Nike Air Force 1 Low. The Nike Air Force 1 Low has been around for decades and is one of the most classic basketball sneakers of all time. And it's crazy, but even to this day in 2024, the Nike Air Force 1 Low is still one of the most popular sneakers available on sale. Specifically in the triple white colorway. There's a lot of good colorways available, but the triple white is the iconic colorway of the AF1 Lows. What I love about this shoe is not only does it look very simple, very clean, and very wearable, but it's also surprisingly comfortable on foot for a shoe that dropped in the 80s. Plus, like a lot of shoes on this list, the sneaker has had countless incredible collaborations, some of which are incredibly hyped, like the Off-White Air Force 1s. You just had the Terra Squad Air Force 1s. There are so many good colorways of this shoe that have spanned over the last couple decades. It's very possible that this shoe might have one of the best sneaker histories of any shoe on the list. Now, there is one kind of bad thing about the Air Force 1 Low, at least something that happened recently, and that's the fact that Nike just raised the price of this shoe from $90 to $115, which I guess in this sort of inflationary time makes sense, but it really is a pretty huge price jump, especially for just a year or two. That being said, the triple white Air Force 1 Lows, in my opinion, are still worth $115 $15. And if you're looking to grab a pair of these, they honestly aren't the easiest shoes to find because they've gained a lot of hype over the last couple years, more so than they've had in a long time. But if you're looking for that classic, iconic basketball sneakerhead sort of look, the Air Force 1 Low is the best way to go. Number 2, the Adidas Samba. Originally created as an indoor soccer shoe, the Samba has taken on a life of its own as one of the most popular lifestyle sneakers available on the market. Like a lot of the shoes on this list, this sneaker has been out for decades, but for some reason in 2023, moving into 2024, the shoe has become incredibly popular. I really don't understand why this shoe is so hype right now, but for some reason, people just can't get enough of it. The iconic styling of the Adidas Samba makes it super easy to throw pretty much any color or material on this silhouette and still have it look incredible on feet. I will say, unfortunately, that this is one of the most narrow looking shoes on the list. Not only does it fit narrow, but it also looks like it's narrow. And most likely, if you have wider feet, you will probably have to go up half a size in this shoe, or if you have narrow feet or regular feet, you probably could get away with going true to size like I do in this sneaker. But it's kind of got that sort of laid back Euro vibe, which I think a lot of people are going for right now. A lot of women really love this sneaker, and men too. But it's one of those shoes that I think definitely has a very specific audience, and the people who love this shoe really, really love this sneaker. But in my opinion, one of the best things about this sneaker is the price point. It comes in at just $100, which is cheaper than just about every other shoe on the list except for the Vans. And if you're looking for an inexpensive, great everyday wear that looks awesome with everything and you don't mind the narrow look, this is a great way to go. I can't really speak towards the style trends outside the United States because I live in the United States, but I will say for the US, this shoe is incredibly popular, and because of its indoor soccer roots or indoor football roots, I'm sure this shoe is wildly popular everywhere else in the world. I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Number 1, the Asics Gel Kayana 14s. In 2023, Asics took the world by storm. It's a brand that's been around for decades, but for some reason in 2023, Asics was the brand that everyone was talking about. And I think that has a lot to do with this particular silhouette, the Gel Kayana 14s. While yes, Asics has a ton of incredible silhouettes that are definitely worth checking out, like the Gel NYCs, the Gel Kayana 14s are one of the most iconic Asics sneakers of all time, and also one of the most popular. Originally released as a running specific sneaker in the mid-2000s, because of the resurgence of 2000s style running sneakers, this shoe has become insanely popular this year. In fact, it's honestly kind of difficult to find a colorway of these that you really like in your size. You kind of have to go online and do some searching. Again though, I have made it easy for you, so if you are looking for a pair of these, I made sure to leave links through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. So my job is to literally look at and talk about sneakers all day, every day, and I see a lot of the same sneakers over and over and over again. And while the Gel Kayana 14s are a shoe that was first released 20 years ago, it's a shoe that I think does the best job of capturing that 2000s running sneaker vibe that is the hottest thing on the market right now. And of course, because the shoe was originally designed as a running sneaker, it's also very comfortable on foot. You've got these gel pods which make it super soft. It's obviously not as soft as something like the Invincible 3s, but still very comfortable underfoot. The padding on the upper is really great. And then of course, it's also very breathable because of the mesh paneling on the upper. Plus, it's priced pretty well at $150. Unfortunately, in some colorways like this one, you will have to pay resale for this shoe, but even then, I still think the sneaker is worth it. If you've been looking for that perfect pair of 2000s inspired running sneakers with that metallic paneling on the upper, that mesh and the thin details, this is the best example of that, and with this shoe, you're getting a great sneaker at a solid price. And again, if this shoe is not for you, there's a ton of other great sneakers on the list, plus there's also a ton of great sneakers just from Asics themselves. Speaking of that, I actually did just drop a top 10 best Asics sneakers of 2023. If you guys want to check that out, there will be a link at the top of the screen. But that pretty much wraps things up for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to leave your comments on this list in the comment section down below so other people can know what you thought of it, and also if you feel like any shoes were left off of the list. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you all in the next one.